Hello, my name is Lee. I'm the conflict resolver, and I'm here to help you have a more peaceful life. If you're in a conflict with someone who acts like a bully, you might feel like all my advice is just making things worse for you. In the last few videos, we've been talking about things you can do when listening and trying to understand just isn't getting you anywhere. But first, please like and subscribe. If you have a question you'd like me to answer in a future video, leave a comment below. You can also email me at advice@leechandler.com. Okay, first the disclaimer. If your bully is someone you think might actually be dangerous, forget about negotiating with them and focus on protecting yourself. But a lot of bullies aren't dangerous, at least not in the traditional sense of the word. In the last two videos, we talked about how to tell if you're dealing with a bully and what to think about in terms of format if you're going to negotiate with one. Here's another tip. This rule might seem obvious, but it is so important and so hard to do that it deserves its own video. Don't take the bait. Your bully wants to rile you up. They're going to do whatever they can to provoke you into an emotional response so that you'll go along with whatever they want you to do. Nothing drives a bully more crazy than dealing with someone who just won't react to them. So make yourself a rule. Nothing you do will be a direct reaction to your bully unless you want to reinforce their behavior. That doesn't mean you can't respond assertively. With a bully, you might have to be assertive. Just make sure that your responses aren't coming as emotional reactions to whatever they're doing to provoke you. For example, you might hate it when they yell at you. If you react to their yelling by crying, storming out of the room, or yelling back, you're probably giving them what they want. If you can sit calmly and look bored while they yell themselves out, they'll probably abandon that behavior after a few tries. But maybe you really can't just sit and take it, or they really won't stop if you do. You can still impose a consequence that doesn't feed them by saying, "We'll continue this when you've cooled off," and calmly leaving the room. You can also stop communicating with them in a format that allows them to yell. Shift from phone to email or start communicating through a third party. You could even escalate the dispute into a more formal process where yelling won't work for them. Just keep your cool and introduce consequences that they don't want. To make this easier in practice, have a training mentality. Imagine that you're trying to train a pet or even dealing with a defiant toddler. They'll do all kinds of things you don't want them to do, and if you give them a big reaction, you're telling them that their behavior gets results. To be effective, you'll ignore the bad behavior you can ignore, apply calm, predictable consequences to the bad behavior you can't ignore, and only reinforce good behavior. And just like in a training situation, you might not be able to solve the problem alone. There's nothing wrong with bringing someone else in to help if they aren't responding well to you. By staying composed and responding on your terms, you're actually staying in control.